Your high school GPA is fake. And hey, Ivy League and other selective colleges and universities know it, but do you? That is the topic of today's video. My name is Craig Meister. I'm a college admissions coach. You can learn more about me and how to work with me one-on-one throughout the entire college admissions process at my website, collegemeister.com. Students and parents obsess about students' high school GPAs, and it is really a sickness at this point. But the sad truth is that the GPA, the grade point average that most high schools report on their high school transcripts or on their customer relationship management system, CRMs, to students or parents like PowerSchool or wherever else you find your high school transcript lurking online or on paper or wherever you find it, is wrong. Or it's not wrong, it's just completely fake. It's completely and utterly fake, meaning that it does not pass muster with the colleges and universities who are the ultimate receivers of or beneficiaries of one's grades when you are applying to colleges and universities. They are going to laugh at that GPA on your high school transcript 99 times out of 100. What do I mean by this? Well, every high school weights things differently, and every high school weights different courses, and every high school includes different courses on the transcript in the GPA. Most high schools, in fact, will put all grades that are appearing as a letter on your transcript into your GPA. Many other schools will only focus on what they deem to be the courses worthy of inclusion in your GPA. But all of this is fake. All of this is very arbitrary. And so what you need to know is that if you go to a school, like most students do, where all grades on the transcript are funneled into your GPA, that GPA is fully fake as it relates especially to selective colleges and universities and their admissions processes. Colleges like Penn, Harvard, Yale, Chicago, WashU, Rice, these are colleges that are going to be going through your high school transcript with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that they are creating a new internal grade point average for you based on what they deem to be the courses worthy of inclusion in your high school transcript or on your high school transcript. And these are courses that I would say compose what is known as, in terms of street parlance in the business, your core academic GPA. So in the event your high school actually does splice things out, which I, having worked in high schools before, did when I had the opportunity to redesign transcripts and build them from scratch, is I would always put on the transcript for my students various GPAs. I would put, the overall unweighted, but I'd also make sure, which is of course the most common type of GPA students are familiar with, the one that includes PE or arts or health classes, all that fun stuff. That's complete fake GPA. As it relates to college admissions in particular. And then I would also have a core GPA. I would actually call it the core academic GPA if at all possible. And this is the one that most closely aligns with what colleges and universities care about when you apply to colleges and universities that are selective. They're going to be really caring most about your grades in that core select group of courses. What courses are part of your core academic GPA? Your English courses throughout high school, your math courses throughout high school, your lab science courses throughout high school, your foreign or world language courses throughout high school, as well as your, history courses throughout high school. Those are the ones that make up your core academic GPA. The vast majority of other courses that I did not mention are often left in the gutter. These are courses like PE, physical education, gym, health, arts classes. I'm not saying arts is not important, but as it relates to the core academic GPA that colleges really create for you when you apply to colleges and universities, that's going to be left on the cutting room floor, as are music classes, band classes, sometimes even some social science classes like psychology, personal finance. These are classes that are edge cases that could or could not be included depending on the way in which those are framed as part of the academic curriculum at your school. But really, colleges are looking at what I call the meat and potatoes 5 core areas throughout high school. Again, these are English, math, foreign language, science, lab science in particular, and history. Uh, if you double up on 2 maths in a year or 2 histories in a year, they usually would both be considered as part of your core GPA, your core academic GPA. What is not considered in your GPA are courses taken at other high schools over the summer or colleges over the summer, a night class at a community college. Even if your high school puts on your high school transcript grades earned from a previous high school that you transferred in from, usually at that point, colleges are creating sort of 2 internal GPAs for you, or ultimately trying to splice and dice sort of your trajectory through 2 different high schools or various different high schools if you've been in more than 2. So it's really important that you not get seduced by the high school GPA on the vast majority of transcripts, because the vast majority of transcripts will include classes like entrepreneurship or business or other fun little classes that you take on the side. I'm not saying they're not important to your overall life trajectory and your development as a person and the knowledge that you've gained as a human being. However, as it relates to colleges and universities, when you see colleges self-report out that our average applicant had a 4.3 GPA, they're not talking about the overall fun, fluffy, inflated GPA. They're talking about the core GPA, and even that is really hard to report out for colleges because at all schools, classes are graded very differently. And so how do you compare an honors course at this public school to an AP course at that private school? It's very hard to do, but colleges do try to learn the high schools that they are getting applicants from, and therefore create scales of rigor and of courses offered at that particular school in order to group or put into buckets, if you will, metaphorical buckets, what type of courses should be weighted a certain way and which courses should be included in what they deem to be your core GPA versus what courses they deem not to be in your core GPA. But you can almost always be confident that, especially if you go to a public school where things are quite mechanized and systematized, that the most likely number that you are self-reporting on your common application as what your unweighted overall GPA is or your weighted overall GPA is completely fake, because it usually includes a lot of courses that colleges couldn't care less about. So they just disregard that. I don't even know why the Common App asked that question, because there's not enough nuance in the question. And as a result, colleges are going, especially selective colleges, are particularly focused on dissecting and perusing your high school transcript in order to make sure that they are determining what they deem to be your GPA. Now, for the vast majority of colleges out there that are highly unselective, meaning colleges that accept basically most people who can complete their application on time, those colleges don't necessarily have the manpower or the interest to dissect things, and many of those, particularly if they're desperate for students, will take the highest number they can find anywhere. And so for unselective colleges, if there's a high and pretty number, like a 6.0 GPA on your transcript somewhere, they'll take it. They'll run with it because they want to accept you and give you the benefit of the doubt. And that might include PE class. That might include some arts class that you could put your head down on the table for and still get potentially an 89 in or 90 in for the entire year. So again, it does depend on the ultimate audience of your transcript, but if you are watching this video, it's most likely you are trying to get into highly selective colleges and universities, and therefore you must know the truth, which is your transcript's GPA is most likely fake. And hey, that's how things are. My name is Craig Meister. If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up, like it, please subscribe to my channel, and you can also watch my full back catalog of videos at youtube.com/collegemeister. And as I said earlier, if you are interested in working with a college admissions expert through the entire college admissions process, go to my website, collegemeister.com. Until next time, stay safe, stay well, and most importantly, stay stress-free throughout the entire undergraduate admissions process.